finance and IT to early learning. Rob and Susanna Bateman and their Little Miracles team boost preschoolers' learning potential and build their confidence. And it's all disguised as fun. So, are they game changers? Let's find out. I'm Sarah Harris. Welcome to Game Changers. Susanna and Rob, welcome to Game Changers.
Thank you.
Now, you both had a very personal reason for becoming involved in early learning. Tell us about it.
So when we started childcare, our children had struggled at school, and we thought, what can we do to make a difference? And we started giving them, the children, a book every month to take home and start to enjoy the love of reading. And we then met up with a young lady called Sally Battersby, who had a reading program, and then we started using that reading program in our centres.
Susanna, we know that the first 8 years of a child's life are absolutely crucial in setting them up for the future. When did you realise that your son was struggling?
Started to become evident in kindergarten. However, in first class, that's when it was really obvious. He had so much more knowledge than the average child his age. However, he couldn't read, and spelling was just a nightmare for him.
You discovered that he had dyslexia,
Yes.
which is something that you struggled with as well.
I did, but I actually didn't know I was dyslexic until we had our son Ben diagnosed. Back when I went to school in the 50s and 60s, you didn't know much about dyslexia at all.
What is it like? How do the words appear on the page?
Well, it can be different for each person. It's very frustrating because the average dyslexic is above average IQ. And so you know that you should be able to do this, that everybody else is doing, because you know in yourself that you have knowledge, but you just can't put it on paper.
Our eldest son Ben, when he'd come home, it was just like from school at the early age, it was like he'd eaten a pound of nails. He was pent up. But once we had him diagnosed by an educational psychologist and found out that he was a year behind in letter sequencing, and he was a year ahead in most other things, we thought, okay, we need to do something about this. And that's when we found someone who could help him with taking him through the phonics. That was a really thing that really helped him a lot. And then gradually over time, he got to the stage where he could start to read books. And now I take him to the cricket, and he might be reading a book on Vietnam, which is 800 pages. I said, Ben, that was a good ball. Oh, was it, Dad?
He's a passionate reader.
And how proud must that make you?
Oh,
You get a little bit emotional, I think, just looking
absolutely.
at this as well.
Yep.
We don't want to see any child suffer like that. And reading is so important. It's such an important part of life. And that's what we always taught our children. This is not something that you use as an excuse or to be feared. It's something that you overcome.
Obviously, this passion and all of this heart led you to opening Little Miracles,
Yes.
childcare centres. You have 9 centres and over 200 educators.
Yes.
And part of that is the Loving Literacy program. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
So when we first started giving away books to the children, a young lady, Sally Battersby, who had developed a program called How to Teach a Toddler to Read, contacted us. We connected, and from there we started utilising that program in our preschools. And within the first 6 months that Sally started to come in and actually teach the children each week, we had 18 out of the 20 children leaving for school reading.
Yeah, so how do you teach a toddler to read?
It's all games and fun. So it's actually quite extensive. We start with the babies with the song, and then showing them the pictures, and then they connect the pictures to the sound, and then it just explodes out from there. Because it is through games and music and fun, every child you can reach where they're at. They actually even ask you, when can we do it, when can we do it? And they end up learning to read. Then when they find out they can read, when we get them to that point, then they're so excited.
And it gives them a great confidence when they go to school. That's the other thing I love about it.
And education holds so much power, doesn't it?
It does.
It
It
can
really
change
does.
a child's life.
It can, absolutely. It can totally empower them. That, and also believing in them, and the world's their oyster.
I think part of your success as well is the wonderful staff that you employ.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
you've got something that you feel very passionately and very deeply about, the culture of honour.
Yes.
What is that
yes.
exactly?
Basically, it's based on our belief that everybody is made in the image of God. Therefore, everybody is extremely valuable and extremely significant. And we empower our staff to understand their own value and their own significance, and then also to understand the value and the significance of those that they're working with. And once they understand that, they will automatically, and we've seen it happen over and over, automatically place much more value and significance on each child and each family that the child comes from. So many of them say to us, like, this hasn't just changed my work life, this has changed my personal life as well.
So it's more than just a business, more than just a childcare centre
Absolutely.
operation that you're running here. It's a way of life.
Absolutely.
Not only do you have a program that works, your program is award-winning. Tell us about that.
For the last 3 years, we've been the national winner. Really a reflection of how great the great care that the staff love the children and care for the children. So that shows through, because the parents that are the ones that vote on that and give the feedback to the assessor of the award. So it's really great.
And do you think part of that, and the reason why you've won for the past 3 years, is because everyone is invested in the business? Even your own family. It's a real family affair, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
That's right. Well, all our children are involved.
Wow.
Our daughter and then my 3 sons. It is a team effort right across everybody. It's great to work with
We
them.
are a very close family, but it is wonderful to watch our adult children be empowered to just, thrive.
You're doing some wonderful work overseas as well. Tell us about that.
So our main work that we're doing overseas is with a foundation called Bali Life Foundation, and they are a group that are working with underprivileged children in Bali and helping them rise up out of poverty and have successful lives. So, we're taking our reading program over there, we're training teachers, we're helping and empowering the children to be able to get into school and university, and we actually do have some that are in university at the moment and doing really, really well.
Well, Susanna and Rob, you both have enormous hearts and a lot of passion.
Yes.
And you're just a beautiful couple and a wonderful
you.
example
Thank
of game
you.
changers. Thanks for talking to us today.
Pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.